In preparation for this wedding, having never gone through a wedding myself, I sought the advice of a number of folks. Now, is there anything I can keep in mind to really get the most out of the day, or you got any advice for somebody going through their first marriage? And almost to a man or woman, I was told to enjoy it because the day's going to fly right by. Man, you guys weren't kidding. This day has just been a lightning bolt of a day, so before the night gets too far gone here, I did want to take a couple minutes just to say some remarks. Now, I do want to acknowledge a couple people here in the room today. So I am going to need your guys' help to help me do that, just to show our appreciation for a number of these folks. So when I ask you to do so, if you could please join me in a round of applause, that'd be wonderful. For starters, before I get there, I certainly do want to thank you all for coming here today. On behalf of my new wife, Tanya, and I, we certainly are appreciative of... That's right. We certainly are appreciative of your time here this evening. And for Tanya and I, this is a special day for a number of reasons. One, today we're officially husband and wife. And I've been waiting a year and a half to say that, so that feels really good. Number two, we took our vows today in front of God, which is two very spiritual people that mean so much to us as well. But number three, because you guys are all here, I really wish you could see what I'm looking at right now, and the rest of us here at the head table are looking at. A sea of faces of family, friends, loved ones, associates. How many other times in your life do you get to experience this? So the fact that you guys are all here celebrating this with us means the world to us. So we certainly want to thank you for being here. We do appreciate that. Now, as far as the folks I want to recognize, first I'm going to start with the maid of honor, Angela Bertoni. Angela, first and foremost, thank you for your kind remarks. I know they come from the heart. You are a very passionate person, as you said about Tanya and I, and your fingerprints are literally all over this wedding. You helped us so much. And not only with the wedding, but you are a dear friend to us. We love you, we thank you so much. Angela Bertoni. Next, our best man, Brian. Screech. You're like a brother to me. Probably because you are my brother, and I'm really proud of that. Before I talk about Brian real quick, some of you may not know that Brian is tying the knot here in a few short months. He'll be walking down the aisle at the end of September. And our roles are going to be reversing. I will have the distinct honor of being Brian's best man at his wedding. So I will be in the unique situation to toast Brian. Screech? You better be sure I was hanging on every single word of your speech. And because you didn't cut me down like I thought, I'm going to have to be a little nicer to you now than I was going to, but I will work on that. But seriously, though, Brian, thank you so much for your kind remarks. You've been one of my best friends for 26 years. I love you. I couldn't imagine life without you. Thank you, Brian. Brian Neuberger. Next, I'd like to acknowledge this wonderful collection of people behind me. Our wedding party, our guys and gals, you guys are our best friends on this planet. You've been there with us through thick and thin, high times and low times. We honestly could not imagine our lives without you. We are one big family, whether we share the name Gurgle or Neuberger or Jarris or whatever your last name is. We love you guys. Thank you for service with us here today. Let's hear it for the wedding party. There are two in particular, two young folks that I'd like to pay attention to today, because without us, this wedding would not have been the success that it was. You may have seen the handsome little guy wearing the same tux that I am, Mr. Jaden Bertoni. Jaden, where are you? Let's stand up. There he is. Our ring bearer. Without him, this never would have been formalized. So Jaden, thank you, buddy. You did a great job today. Also, if you did not get a chance to attend the ceremony, you may have missed the heavenly voice of Tanya's cousin, Michaela. But don't worry, because if you didn't hear her voice at the church, you'll soon hear it on American Idol, because she is that talented. Michaela, stand up. Now last, but certainly not least, there are four special people in this room that Tanya and I would like to recognize. Our parents, Michael and Vicki Neuberger, and Stephen and Carol Burgo. find the words to tell you just how much you guys have meant to me throughout the course of my life. Whether it be through helping me with late night homework, helping me through girl problems, and Lord knows there was a lot of those. You guys have given me a shining example of what it means to be loving spouses, faithful spouses, your best friends, and also to be a wonderful parent. And if I can be half the parent that you guys were, I will be one of the greatest parents on this planet. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. Steve and Carol, you guys have given me the greatest gift of all, and that's your daughter, Tanya. It's been wonderful to get to know you these last 2 years. We're a family now, mother-in-law, father-in-law, and I could not have asked for two better in-laws to have than you guys. Thank you so much for all you've done for me and Tanya during this process. In particular, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank you for all the work that you just put into our new house. You guys have given Tanya and I such a peace of mind. Your expertise, your motivation means the world to us. I love you guys. I'm glad we're family. Steve and Carol Gergo. Now, you know, it's a little hard for me to be here in front of you today and not be a little retrospective to look at the course of my life and the people and the events that have brought me here to this time and place. For those of you that know me, you know I'm a very spiritual man. God is and always will be number one in my life, as is the case with Tanya. It's God's love that brought us together. And it's impossible for us not to see the hand of God at work here today, not only between Tanya and I, but also all of you. Also, if you've ever heard me speak, you know I tend to be a little interactive. So I'd like you guys to bear with me on this. We're going to do an unscientific random survey. Now remember, we're all family, we're all friends, so we can be open and honest with each other. By a show of hands, how many people sitting here tonight have ever prayed for something, either to happen or not to happen, and that prayer was not answered? By a show of hands, how many of you have ever had an unanswered prayer, at least one in your life? That's amazing. And it's not the people that have their hands up, it's those that didn't have their hands up. You guys must have a direct line to God that I don't have. So we're going to have to talk sometime tonight and figure out what I'm doing wrong in my prayers. That's awesome. Now to take it one step further, for those of you that have never had an unanswered prayer, how many of you, because of that unanswered prayer, have questioned your faith, gotten a little peeved at God, maybe kept you from praying in the future? How many of you have just been a little turned off because of those unanswered prayers? A lot less. There's a lot of good faith-filled people in this room. That's wonderful. Now, you'll notice my hand was up both times. And I can tell you, standing before you here today, I am darn glad that I had some unanswered prayers. And I'll tell you what I mean. Growing up, I've never really wanted for much. I had two of the best parents I ever could have asked for. My brother was my best friend. I always had food in my stomach, clothes on my back, a roof over my head. Graduated with honors. Managed to get a couple jobs lined up, coin in my pocket, relatively good health. Wasn't a lot I needed. But one thing in my life that I wanted more than anything else was a long-term, meaningful, loving relationship. As Brian said, I am a numbers guy. And if you want to talk to my boss, Larry Malcolm, he will tell you how driven I am when I want something. So I set out to remedy that. Now, unlike some guys, I don't do the bar scene. I don't go to nightclubs. I don't even go to the produce section of Piggly Wiggly looking for women. So what I did is I turned to online dating. And that's where Tanya and I met. We met on Match.com for one of their success stories. So I went online, and I had a number of dates. There were some that I got a little bit more excited about than others. Those that you see a potential in. Hey, this could be the one. Hey, this could work. So before those that I got excited about, every time without fail I'd say a prayer. And I'm not talking about a simple Hail Mary or a quick Our Father. I mean a get on your knees, feel it in the gut, full of emotion prayer. And it might go something like this. Dear Lord, Heavenly Father, please fill me with your grace. Let me be charming, witty, funny. Let us fall madly in love, get married, have tons of babies. Amen. And every time those prayers were unanswered. Sometimes it was that very night, maybe a couple weeks down the road, maybe a couple months down the road. But every time those prayers weren't answered. And I got a little frustrated. I got a little upset. I said, gives? You know, I go to church every week. I pray every day. I'm a good person. I donate my times and talents. I even pick up the trash I see on the sidewalk. What more do I have to do to get this part of my life filled? And do you guys realize why God chose not to answer those prayers all these years? It's that beautiful creature sitting right behind me in the wedding dress. Because I had no way of knowing it, but God had Tanya in store for me from the very beginning. My best friend, my soulmate, the love of my life. That's not what he knew she was coming from me. I don't think it was easy for God to let me go and suffer that way. Oh, buddy, just hang on a minute. 5 months, she's there for you. Just hold tight. Keep the faith. So my message to you guys tonight is this. And take this for what it's worth. If you're praying for something, either to happen or not to happen, and your prayers aren't aren't gaining traction, you don't seem like they're going where you want them to go, stay on course. Keep the faith. Because God's got great things planned for you that you can't possibly imagine right now. And He did for me with Tanya. And we are forever grateful for God and our families for helping that through. So let's raise a glass to my beautiful bride and our long life together. I love you, Tanya. Now I'm going to close with this, and I'll sit down because you're probably sick of hearing me talk. Some of you here in the room know us better than others. But what we wanted to do is give you a glimpse of our history, where we came from and how we got here, both as individuals and as a couple. So what we did is we put together a little slideshow for you guys. Gives us a little history of who we are individually and where we are as a couple. We hope you enjoy it. Again, thank